How are you guys doing? It's been a minute since I've been on YouTube, and there are a couple of different reasons for that. One, I'm terribly shy, so speaking on camera, it's not natural for me. I'm not sure if it's natural for anybody, but some people just make it look like it's the easiest thing in the world. Every time I think about it, I'm like, really? Is this something I'm really going to do? Yeah, I'm going to go do something else. I'll do that later. But here I am because I think it's important to share, and this is a great vehicle to share with people. Two, I had to take care of some other things in my life. I got some more training so that I could be a more effective healer and share some of that information with you guys as well. And three, I moved. I moved into a bigger space, one where I would have a room for my healing practice, working on the website, so that'll be coming soon. But I do have a YouTube page, this obviously, and I also have a Facebook page. The name of the business is Aten-Ra Wellness Services. I would love if you'd go and like it and wait for the website, which will be coming shortly. But also while I was away, taking care of stuff and life, I really wanted to rethink of how I wanted my YouTube channel to go. And I really think that my best contribution is sharing with you different books. There are people who share health. There are people who are going to share makeup tips. There are people going to share altars, and I may share some of that stuff with you as well. But books. I really build with people over books because I read. I mean, that's what I do. I've always done it. I remember being like 7 years old and crying because the library closed and I was able to get my library card. So books are really important to me. So I like to share with you guys some books that have meant a lot to me, have really changed my perception about the world I live in, changed my thought process, opened my mind, expanded my mind. So my goal is to share a video with you all like once every 2 weeks. That's reasonable for me. I'd like to do one a week, but we're gonna baby step this. Rome wasn't built in a day. I ain't trying to blow up like that, so I'm chilling. So the first book I'm going to share with you is a book that I mentioned on Facebook, and I think it's a really important book by an extremely important philosopher or writer. Actually, he's not a writer. He never wrote a book in his life. But these are from some of his lectures and speeches that he gave. And his name is Osho. And you can actually see some of his videos here on YouTube of him speaking. He's kind of funny. But the book that I'm going to share with you is called, and it's going to be backwards, just so we're on the same page. I am technologically challenged. I don't really know how to make things flip around. So I'll tell you the title and then we'll take it from there. The name of the book is Love, Freedom, and Aloneness, and it's by Osho. And this is what the cover looks like. And you can see my copy is like mad beat up. I've had this book for probably, oh, good Lord, about 4 years. And honestly, it took me about 3.5 years to read it. And that's not to say I had it and I didn't read it, which I do have a lot of books like that, which is why I'm going to do this, because it's going to force me to read a lot of my books. I had it and I would read it and I needed to absorb it, so I'd leave it for weeks or months at a time, and I'd come back to it and I'd read it and I'd go absorb it because it really made me examine how I looked at love and relationships. And I bought this book not long after my husband made his transition to the spirit world. So I was really in a very vulnerable place, and I knew that even though it was a great love affair, if I was ever to do it again, I really wanted to do something different. I wanted a more expansive type of love. I wanted something that would really open me up and make loving another human being a spiritual experience, especially as a sexual love or romantic love. So, got this book and I just found it. That's when Borders was going out of business. Everything was 40% off. So, bought it because I'd read Osho. He had been helping me through that transitional period, and got this, and it was like, you know, just kind of blew my mind open because it really made me examine love and what we thought of love. And I realized from reading this book and internalizing this book that a lot of what we consider to be love is possession. We feel that we have to get married. We have to marry this person and they have to be faithful to us. And if they're not faithful, that means they don't love us or there's something lacking in us, when none of that is actually true. Love is, it's divine. There's plenty of it. If you have more than one lover, why is that an issue? Why does that make you a whore or a slut or any of that if you're honest with the people that you love? It's when you're dishonest that there's an issue. That when you are sneaking around with other people, you're not protecting yourself and you're not protecting your partner. You are not behaving in love. When you're behaving in love, everybody should know what you're doing. Everybody that you're intimate with should know what you're doing. If you're a guy and you're sleeping with a girl, both of them should, you know, and you have a guy on the side, both of them should know about that. Same if you're a girl. If you're kicking it with your girlfriend on the side and you got a dude, everybody should know. And one of the things that really about this book that Osho said is that it is one of the truest expressions of love to be able to say, I love you enough that I want you to be happy. And if that happiness doesn't include me, then okay. I love you that much. And that's an interesting concept because we don't do that. As a society, as a whole, that's not something we do. We're like, you better figure out how to be happy with me because I love you. Once again, love is possession, not as love. Love is ownership. That's some human stuff that's not divine. So, if you're in a relationship, or if you want to be in a relationship, or even if you're cool by yourself, read this book. This book is going to expand your consciousness. Let me make sure you can see it. La 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 la. Anyway, read it. Take your time with it. Don't rush through it. Absorb the concepts. See if they work for you, because I'm not anti-monogamy. I'm not pro-poly. Actually, I am pro-poly. I am pro-monogamy. I'm pro for whatever works for the people who are in it, as long as they're happy and they're being honest. So, if we want to have healthy relationships, we need to explore what love is. Honestly, not the romantic love, not the love that our community tells us that we should have for our spouse, but what is love? Let's explore it. Let's be honest about it. And then we can really get to that divine consciousness of love. So, that's my first book review. I hope you enjoyed it. Actually, that's my third book review, if I'm completely honest. It's possible my fourth. I lose track. So, I'd like to know if you've read the book, what you thought of it. Share. Let's build. I want to talk about it. I want to dialogue. I want to dialogue about relationships because one of my goals is for us to have healthier relationships as a planet. That's with our children, that's with our husbands, that's with our wives, that's with our lovers, that's with our sisters, our brothers, our mothers, our fathers. Let's have some healthy relationships. Let's get some stuff out on the table. Let's do it. All right, well, love and light to you, whoever watches this. I hope that you get the book and expand your consciousness and that we have a dialogue about it. So, love and light, peace and blessings. Talk to you soon.